I'm sitting there and and I remember one day I was like, God, I feel good. Like I'm just at work and I'm like hammering shit and you just keep hammering it and hammering it and hammering it. And I was like, bro, I taste the oil in my mouth. Like, I remember I went home. I swear to God, I'm in the garage and I'm like working out and I'm like fucking getting it. And I'm like, dude, I feel like I have like oil in my fucking mouth. And,
What is going on, everybody? You are listening to the Built for War podcast. I am your host, Austin Trotter, accompanied by my co-host, Mr. Michael Musick.
What's up, Strength Freaks?
And today we got a special, gray, bearded present for you guys.
Watch out for that gray fox. He's coming.
We'll get to him here in a second. Yes. We got a little bit of housekeeping to do.
Yep.
If you guys haven't, please make sure that you like and subscribe and comment and follow and give the blood of your firstborn child to the cause.
I mean, it's a good cause. I mean, it's worth it, bro. You get an hour of pretty much rambling and you may learn something, but I think that's worth your soul.
I think it's worth your soul.
I think it's worth it. Taylor Swift did it. So.
You can tell by who won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
No, just make sure that you guys are helping us out. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate all of the work and effort that you guys are putting in. If you haven't checked out our website at www.builtforwarstrength.com, there you can find updates on the podcast, competitions, and some merchandise.
That's right, dude. We got the new stock in, new hoodies, everything else. So, guys, get on the website, show some love. We're gonna have those team shirts that you guys are talking about. We'll be revealing them people eventually, and one of them, Daniel, and then did we shout out the next one? I don't remember if we did.
I don't think so. No, I don't think we have.
I don't think we ever actually shouted it out.
Yeah, so I think the team now is up to 6.
Wow, look at us. Boom.
And it's not just fucking strongman.
No, it's not, and that's just it. So that's what I'm saying. We're always trying to build the love of just strength community in general. So it doesn't have to be strongman. It can be anything as long as you're passionate and fucking disciplined. And
yeah. It all comes down to just self-improvement.
Absolutely, that's it. That's your main focus, progress. So.
Yeah. Other than that, we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah, let's jump into it. So, love all the support. So yeah, keep it going and let's get started. Who's this guy?
This guy, Mr. Chris.
Hello, Chris.
How are you? Howdy.
You just stay there. So we have in the studio, Mr. Chris Probst.
How do you say your last name?
How is it?
Probst.
Probst.
Okay, so it's like Prost, but with a B in it.
Yep.
That's fair.
Probst.
Yep.
What is that? Is that still German?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I was trying to think. It's in German. I don't know any German.
9.
Exactly. Donka.
So Chris is a masters athlete in the strongman community. Works out at Fit.
Yeah.
We've known you for 3 years now?
At least
You were at Team Tom, right? Too.
Yeah. Competed there.
That's right. So I've actually known you longer than him because I'm pretty sure you competed in my first one, which was not the Jackie Robinson, but the other one, the All-American.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No. Yeah, I was there at that one. I have competed at Team Tom. Started there 9 years ago.
Wow.
It's a lot longer than me.
Yeah.
Hence the gray hair.
Fair enough. So give the people a little rundown about yourself, kind of age, what you do for work, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm 49, married, two kids, 2 daughters. Been working out for about 10 years now. I'm a general superintendent for a geotechnical construction company, which is stabilize the soil so people can build on it, type thing. It sounds way cooler than it is. I play in the dirt.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so you walk out with the yellow testers and toss them in the ground?
Do you do the compaction tests?
No, we don't test anything. We're not geotechnical testing.
Oh.
Okay.
We trying to think of.
Because I fucking don't like those guys.
No.
They suck.
I don't either.
They suck.
They suck so bad.
Yeah.
We fix things after they
Okay.
Fuck them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can say that if you want.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So, that's what I do for a living. I started out my lifting career as I was at Grimm Brothers Brew House in Loveland, and the bartender asked me, "Hey, do you want to do a Tough Mudder?" And I was like, "Oh, sure," because he knew my past. I've been a triathlete, marathon, half marathon. Don't do any of that anymore, though. So I said, "Yeah, sure, I'd do it." And then I thought about it. I was like, I looked up what a Tough Mudder was, and there were some things I thought, man, I probably ought to go to the gym, get away from the bar for a little bit, maybe, and go to the gym. And I found Fit, which was just around the corner, at that time, and realized I could actually move some pretty decent weight. Did the Tough Mudder and decided powerlifting was the way I was going to go, and I did powerlifting locally here for 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
Added in a little CrossFit here and there just to change things up, and then 2-3 years ago I transferred over to strongman and just love it. It's fun. I enjoy it.
It's got to be nice that the events actually change.
Yes, it's not. I got a little board benching, squatting, and deadlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at that like that would be excuse me. I look at it as the opposite. I would really love one day to take a break from strongman and do a powerlifting meet. Because you only have to focus on 3 things instead of like 5 things.
I also find the same thing, especially because with strongman, as you know, a deadlift could be
anything.
20 different variations.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would be really cool to get your exact numbers on an exact platform, exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
Because like my number in my head is like somewhere in the 15s or 1600s.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've also never
actually
in
done
powerlifting.
it. Yeah, and I can't say I've ever actually done a full blown like squat, bench, and a deadlift
In one day.
In one day.
Yeah.
Maxes.
Yeah.
And I can't say I've ever done that.
I haven't.
You know what I mean? So
I haven't.
it'd be fun, and the rules are different. I know for a fact, like my deadlift would not be what it is in strongman because I hitch. You know, hard as fuck. Like I get an extra like 70 pounds out of that hitch.
Yeah,
so it would be fun to just try that. You know what I mean? My squat's shit.
Yeah.
Benches meh. And and the deadlift would not be that great.
But that is the one thing that I've noticed about you is like when you show up to lift, your lifts are always like
they're
very
dialed.
clean.
They're dialed.
Yeah.
Well, I
you.
noticed that. Oh, sorry, Chris. I noticed that from powerlifters to strongmen, that like they never hitch. They never because they keep that strict form, like because it's embedded in them. Like I got a lot of guys at Worlds were that way. I was watching them do some stuff. I was like, why the fuck didn't you hitch that? Or why didn't you do this? And it's like it's just the powerlifter in me. I can't help.
You can't turn that switch in your head. It's I think about it. I'm like hitch, and my body's like no, that's not how we do this. You stand up.
That's the problem I'm running into with the suits.
Yeah.
Because I've never been a hitcher.
No, you're not a hitcher either.
So as soon as I get above the knees and it stops above the knees, my body doesn't know how to calculate how to lean into it.
See, I almost think like hitching is something you should like in a way kind of learn if you're a strongman, right? Because it's facts.
It's
reps
still
are reps, bro.
It's still unfortunately just like how the powerlifting is. It's a part of the technique.
And if
Same thing as rounding your back when you go to pick up a stone. You have to do it.
Exactly. And so I think it's a technique you learn. And like you guys, it's programmed, but it's also like you just said, your system doesn't seem to know how to do that. Where I'll never forget the first hitch I ever did was at Team Tom, trying to learn how to lift. I've never done one. I don't even know how to fucking deadlift. And I remember I was struggling and that my body just naturally goes right into that movement. Like I don't have to practice that thing.
Yeah.
It's just so natural for my system to get to a certain point. It's like, oh, okay, let's sit the fuck down. If I needed to, I could totally sit there.
Take a rest.
I totally could. Yeah. But I try not to, but it's one of those things. But it'd be really difficult for me to fucking not hitch. That's like my main focus every time we lift, or like when we did lift together. He does it, and like it don't matter if it's a struggle or not. Never me immediately. Like one little leg shake, hitch.
Well, the other night when we were in,
That's what I mean.
I was I'd be
Dude.
like, hitch.
And yeah,
And he
he wouldn't. He just
stood
kept
straight. I'm like,
struggling. He still.
why don't you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's something.
Well, and it's funny too because like, what's the term of hitching, right? So hitching is basically using your quads as leverage, right?
Exactly.
It is funny because hitching and quad pushing is kind of the same thing, but in powerlifting terms, hitching is way fucking out there. When you quad push, when you push your legs through,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not your
to
hips.
be
through
able to
it.
pull,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
it looks a lot like the same, but you can tell a big difference as in like
Yeah.
it's sinking into the quads, not like the bar never stops.
No. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So.
That's funny. So what are, I guess we're going to get kind of into the questions real quick.
Yep.
What is your favorite thing about powerlifting and your least favorite thing about powerlifting? This podcast is sponsored by Premier, TRT, and Med Spa. Make sure you guys go over to www.premiertrt.com to get all of your testosterone, hormone, and peptide needs.
Absolutely. And just overall general health. I mean, you guys want to be checked out by the best in the business and people that actually care about you and your well-being and your overall health, whether it's strides and strength, admirations, or just a healthy living style. You guys cannot beat Premier, TRT, and Med Spa. Great family-owned style business, and you're just one of the family. And as always, get yourself checked.
Either that or go check them out at 12774 Colorado Boulevard, Suite 141 in Thornton, Colorado. Yeah. Go over there and tell Melanie we said that we sent you, Tell them that Built for War sent us.
That's right. You were hanging out with us last night, chilling, and you needed to come get checked. So, bam, there you are.
Yeah. For a low price, they'll check you out. They'll get you what you need and get you out the door so you can be back to living a healthy, lovely lifestyle like everybody else.
That's the American dream.
That's the American dream.
It really is. But no, for real, guys, always we say keep an eye on your health, and there's nobody better.
Yeah.
Premier. And family, and just, man, you just become one of the family, okay?
You're part of the familia now.
For real. You're under my protection, okay?
Well, thank you for sponsoring us, Premier TRT, and thank you to you.
Always.
We'll see you guys. This podcast is sponsored by Cerberus Strength USA. Make sure that you guys go to cerberus-strength.us for all of your Cerberus needs.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the absolute best. They're coming up in the game. They're owning the game. Cerberus Strength is the best quality product you can possibly wear.
I mean, I tell you what, whenever I think of strongman or powerlifting nowadays, I think of Cerberus.
Dude, I think about Cerberus every day.
I mean, because I wear Cerberus every day.
It looks super sick.
It does. Make sure that if you guys want any of the gear, the equipment, accessories, apparels, they're even coming out with supplements now.
Absolutely.
Make sure that you guys go check out Cerberus Strength.
For real. They're literally one of the best in the business. Probably the best in the business. They're sponsoring everybody from strongman athletes to all the strength sport athletes out there, taking over the game. And you just know you're in safe and good hands when you rock Cerberus Strength.
And make sure that you use our code B4WAR at checkout to save you 10% at checkout.
Absolutely. And their packages always arrive, no problems, shipping, everything. So B4WAR, get you 10% off.
And thank you to Cerberus for sponsoring this podcast.
Absolutely. We love you.
We love you.
The favorite thing is the change and the different.
About powerlifting.
About powerlifting.
Powerlifting.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's get into the sport that you left.
Gotcha.
Before we get into the sport that you love.
Yeah.
Being the technicality of it, and knowing that I had these 3 lifts to do and focusing, and I could really, work that out. And I knew I didn't have a lot of other things. I had a squat, a bench, and a dead. My bench is shit, so my squat and deadlifts were pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I could really perfect that form and do it spot on. And I loved that part about it.
Yeah.
The technicality of it was really intriguing and fun. And to know that, and to be able to compete on the same level with guys that are bigger with the Wilks score, kind of.
The Wilks is a wild thing.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Wilks basically goes off of your age and your weight.
Wilks is just weight.
Is it just weight?
Just weight.
I thought it was age and weight.
There's another one, and I don't even know how to say it. It's a Norwegian term that goes off your age, which I love that one, obviously.
Let's see. Let me bring up.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so Wilks score is a way of measuring someone's strength relative to their body weight.
Okay.
Yeah, so like guys like Julius Maddox, or no, Julius Maddox only does bench. I'm thinking of Optimus Prime. Fucking Instagram name. But he's got a fucking crazy Wilks score of like 800.
Okay.
That's fucking absurd.
Is
like
it?
your Wilks score would probably be pretty close to like a 500.
No shit.
You're you are probably in elite athlete category.
Right.
Same as me, same as him.
Right.
But this guy is on a whole nother fucking
plane.
level. Yeah.
Like, by hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Wow.
like normal people on a day-to-day basis, probably in like the 200 to 300s.
Wow.
Fucking the Wilks score, and I know that powerlifting normally catches a lot of shit for that because some powerlifting competitions go based off of Wilks, and people are like, this is super fucking outdated.
Yeah.
So what
Oh yeah, I get it. What you're
what's
saying.
the cons then?
You have 3 lifts.
That's
And that's and it just got really boring.
Yeah,
Going
I
in
can
and training
see that.
and watching everybody else do all this other fun stuff, and I'm over here. Yep, it's bench day.
Yeah.
Yep, squat day. Oh, yeah, deadlift day, and bench day. And just that was it.
Yeah.
And for I'd say 7 years, 6 or 7 years,
Fuck.
3 lifts is what I focused on.
Yeah. Fuck that.
And
How much gain did you see in those 3 years though, just being able to focus on those 3 lifts?
Huge. My first comp, it's funny, it just came up on
I saw that.
it was like
I saw
a
that.
475 deadlift, and I was super stoked.
Yeah.
And now I should be pushing over 6. So
Yeah.
That's crazy.
and I'm like, and it took me forever. I went from 475 to 545, like within 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
And it took me the rest of that time to get to 585.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because of, I don't know, age or just newbie gains or what it was. But I couldn't go anywhere.
I got a feeling it has something to do with age, but for guys like you that are almost 50 pounds, I don't know very many that are able to even deadlift 405.
This is very true.
It is very cool to see somebody that is still progressing, even though their age is also progressing, because time is not is not on our side.
No.
And no, that's cool that you're about to fucking hit over 600
Yes.
pounds, which
Yes.
a lot of kids can't.
Kids can't say that. We got 18-year-olds. Can you do that? Yeah. I didn't think so. No, yeah. I've trained quite a bit. We have deadlift day on the same day.
Yep.
So Chris works at the same gym as I do. And so lately we've been on almost the same fucking blocks, like the same days or the same shit and everything. So it's nice. I can walk in. Like the other day I was so pressed for time here, and we had to do like band.
Oh yeah, I think we were talking about that on
I was
Monday.
like, bro. Oh yeah, because we shot a podcast on Monday, and I was like, bro. I walked in and I was thinking about it on the drive. I was like, I bet Chris is there, and I bet he's got banded deadlifts. Walked in, bam, you had the bar already set up.
It was like at 225 or 315.
Yeah, you had like 315 ready to go. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
So, but no, he's like, so week after week we've been lifting together, and I have no doubt, because you're getting ready to do what? North Carolina strongest?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
I did the same thing when he got here. I was like, "You're about to do North
Yeah,
Carolina?"
I don't know. I always go north,
Because we're Yankees. That's
exactly. Yeah, I guess so.
why we're part of the Union, not the Confederates.
That's true. That's true. And
Even though it wasn't the North Carolina in the South.
I think so.
yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, I have no doubt, dude, because he has max deadlift at that event, and
Max Axel.
Max Axel, and he's a better puller on the axle than he is the deadlift bar.
Why is that, do you think?
Probably because the past 2 years, everything I've had has had an axle and not a deadlift bar.
Nothing
or
with weight or a whip in
whip,
it.
yeah. So, and even when I was powerlifting, I hated the switch once I started to go to the deadlift bar because it's a complete total different
From like a
setup.
stiff bar to a
Yeah,
deadlift bar.
it-
Yeah, absolutely. And now they're even different from when you were prior power. They got
Yeah.
like the kabuki bars that are like fucking bends.
Well, and it's all federation based.
yeah,
too now.
right.
Yeah.
So
That's funny that you say that because like me personally, I'm way better on an axle than I am on a bar with any kind of whip.
yeah.
Like my mammoth bar fucking sucks. I've only been able to get 585 on a mammoth bar. On a stiff bar, I've been able to pull 610.
Yeah.
Like raw.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest shit ever. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just what my body likes.
And a lot of that is, I believe, for me personally, is getting that whip out of the bar. Which once I learned how to do it, it's a lot easier.
Absolutely.
But that learning phase was a pretty good phase of this sucks.
Yeah.
I hate this bar.
Yeah.
And I was one of the biggest proponent for the gym to get one because I was like, oh yeah, everybody says just your max will fly through the
Shoot
roof.
up.
Yeah.
Mine went down.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know how to get that
Pull
thing
the
out of
slack and sit in the slack and everything else.
That's exactly what my whole entire thought process was because my first deadlift was I think I hit 405. I think 405 was like my max number, and then 2 competitions after that they had a mammoth bar in it. And then everybody was like, dude, you're going to pull fucking crazy numbers on this. I was like, I might actually be able to hit 500 pounds on this.
Yeah.
No, dude, 485. I hit that one. I went for 505 to get over that 500 threshold.
Yeah. No.
Wouldn't even fucking break the knees. I don't know what it was about it, but it just stopped.
Yeah.
And that's literally been my kryptonite is anything with whip in it.
Yeah.
Because when I start from the floor, I carry that momentum all the way
Right.
through.
Well, right.
Yeah.
You take the whole load with
Yeah.
you and you just move. Yeah.
Yeah. And and I got small hands. And so
Right.
when I first started axle, I was like, gosh, I
Right. Same.
don't like this
Yeah,
thing.
this
and
is
then
stupid.
now I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
When you learn how to like grip into that fucking thing or reverse grip to where you can literally just lock
Yep.
everything in.
and that's, if I can't use straps, I reverse grip
Absolutely.
and I lock it and flies right up.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been doing strongman now for how many years? You say 3?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
2-3 years.
2-3 years. What is your favorite lift of strongman? Any lift?
It's changed. It's the Husafel. In the first,
Big carry guy.
the Sunday paper, we had that Husafel in the sand,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
and it
Oh, I'm
absolutely.
wearing that shirt right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You are.
I am.
And it
I got on the
Shamrock
Shamrock Showdown, yeah.
and it absolutely destroyed me.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I vowed never again. So I bought one.
Yep, you
And-
did. That's the gym's who's
Yeah.
felt right now.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just, and in next year in 25, the wife and I we're headed over there to Iceland.
He's gonna go
and
do it.
So I'll be 50. We'll be married for 30 years, and I'm going to do the Husafel.
And he's
That's a
gonna
big fucking deal.
he's gonna become full of stalker.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's so
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it's so
Do you
dope.
guys have dates and all of that?
No,
like,
we don't
ready?
have nothing yet. We're still working on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with you.
I was gonna say because next
We
year's
all
gonna be
do.
my 30.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we're all talking. I still got a Scotland jar right now because I want to do the same thing. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, there's so many of us around here that want to do it.
I want to go earn my feather.
Yeah.
I want my
because
feather.
I
I
can
want my
earn the
fucking
feather. I like the Denny's, the
Manhood
Husafel,
stones and then
just
go.
that whole Isle of Man. I
Absolutely.
want to hit that so bad.
Yeah,
and
so bad.
my 30th is like,
Yeah.
that's when I want to do it.
And that's why I figured, if I'm 50 and I can do it,
Yeah. Dude, savage.
pretty stoked on that.
That's what I mean, bro.
Yeah, dude, you're less than 0.5% of the world that can do anything near any of that.
Right.
Like it's just being able to do that is badass, but you also breaking mid 100 years old
Yeah.
is extremely impressive.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see because every single day, like you're still going up.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
you're still
Stop
improving.
constantly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's
No,
so awesome.
It's so that's probably why it's my favorite. It's because it destroyed me once,
Yeah.
and it will never.
See, I love that though, and that's what I think strongman is like. Accumulates,
Also, that's what it should be, right?
Exactly.
Because that is your weakest thing.
and you make it a
Deadlift
strength.
used to be my weakest thing. I used to be the strongest on bench.
Yeah,
I fucking transferred over. I was like, I've got weak ass legs. I need to build it. And I feel like that's kind of what you were like. It fucking broke me. So that's what my fucking focus is going to be on. Like that is what my obsession is going to be for.
exactly.
So for you to do the same exact thing, I think that's just, it's badass because most people just rely on their positive, like their positive movements.
Yeah, and most people probably would have said, "Fuck that! I'm never doing that shit."
Yeah,
again."
right,
Yeah.
right.
And instead, I could be my sick, twisted mind said, "No, you're not. You're gonna buy one of those damn things, and you're gonna love that thing."
Love that.
So
Love that. But that's the best way you progress.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, that's the only way to progress.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just gonna sit there and like exactly what you're saying, like exactly too deadlift, almost like rip my glute. I couldn't even walk. I literally thought I'd never walk again from 425.
Yeah.
Never again.
425.
In Zach's garage.
That's bitch shit.
Yeah, and I picked it up and fucking felt something rupture, and I laid on the ground. And I couldn't even I literally crawled to his foot. This is back in COVID when we're
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean. And then deadlift was
Garage,
such
garage,
just
garage,
garage, and oh my god, and deadlift was just the worst thing in the world. But pressing came natural, so you press all the time. And then deadlift is the moment where now I don't enjoy pressing days. I enjoy deadlift day, like because I've just become so obsessed with deadlifting and to progress it.
And it's funny now that I have a coach,
Yeah,
he's really turned into that kind of like, hey, why don't you do this?
yeah.
Because me personally, I'm way too like mentally
Oh,
just strained on something.
Yeah.
Like my biggest thing has been deadlift here lately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got to get that fucking 700.
Yeah, I know.
Like that 700 is all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And my coach is like, no, actually what you should do is be an athlete.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
and it's true.
no,
No.
I
No.
need to do this.
wanna do
You don't
that.
understand. I need to pull this number.
And of course, so my coach is Bobby Thompson, and I talked to him yesterday, and it was so funny because I was talking to him, and I was like, I absolutely need to hit 700
This is what I need.
this March. And he goes, that's not going to happen. He was like, but if you're going to go to OSG regionals,
Yeah.
that's when you hit 700
Yeah.
fucking reps. I was
Yeah.
like,
Very fine.
I fucking don't like this, dude. I fucking like this.
But that's the point. That's
I'm so alpha that I'm like, I know
know
what's
what
best
it is.
for me.
Right.
And he's like, no, you don't.
no,
No,
you
you
don't.
don't. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. You little
You
bitch.
gotta look at the bigger goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a coach. Have you had a coach throughout like your powerlifting strongman or?
Just Brandon from the gym, Fit there.
Yeah.
He's helped me out a lot and
Yeah.
wrote some programs for me and stuff, but have never, gone out and got any.
Any coach is better than no coach.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Yeah, because my whole life, Brandon's the only coach I've ever had, and he's just been rooting for me since last year.
He's gotten you to worlds.
He did. Yeah. That's why I stuck with him. He wrote us some program randomly after Clash. After I did the Clash on the Rockies, and because I was still just doing it by my own sense. And then after that, he wrote me he's like, take a deload. I'm gonna write you a program. And I was like, all right, whatever. I paid him for it. And then I did that. And then I came back and I immediately almost fired him. And I was like, I'm not ever doing this again because he had me do like bodybuilding and everybody's different, right? Until when you work with someone, they got to know how you function, right? So, but I told him after, and we've been Gucci ever since, but because I was doing nothing but bodybuilding right after for like 4 months, I didn't deadlift, I didn't carry nothing, I didn't everything. And then all of a sudden he prepped me for fucking strength games, and he wrote me, and it only gave me like 3 weeks or something. I was like, bro, I to this day was like, I didn't think I'd ever come back to strongman after, because that was my roots is bodybuilding. So getting super baked and fucking just hypertrophy. Just make the weight heavy.
I love hypertrophy
I just
training.
juicy pumps.
Love it.
I did that for 4 months. Zach bitching every fucking day, and I'm just like, I was like, to me, this is
Wait. Whatever changed?
yeah, it's still the same. Don't matter what we're doing, squatting, deadlifting, it don't fucking matter.
He's still gonna bitch.
He's still so. But to me, it was and me honestly, mentally, I feel like it's easier. Because you have to be so focused, so mentally ready for these big lifts and everything. And to me, that's just like, no matter how tired you are, cool. We'll just go a little less today, but we'll make that shit harder for 20 reps. You know, it's just like a mind thing. And I can get lost in that. So then when all of a sudden it was like getting ready and like doing deadlifts and doing fucking this, I'm like, you're fucking high. That's heavy. And I was like, why would I pick that up? Like, you know, I literally felt like that. I honestly didn't think I'd go back to strongman. Yeah. And then he's like, just stick with my program, blah, blah, blah. And then sure as shit, dude, he got me ready for Texas and fucking almost won that show, and then got me to World. So like, no, I have mad respect for Brandon. So
yeah, he's got because I've done some the Brian Alsher.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Brian Alsher.
Yeah, I've done a lot of his programs,
that's right.
And they're freaking
dude.
insane.
We'd be at the gym, and I'd be like, you know, doing my thing and stuff, and here's fucking Chris, like it was like a backpack on, taking the farmers empty, and just like leaves, like he just leaves.
Yeah.
Like our entire session.
This guy though has
dude.
Before he stopped, Never Say has been like one of the biggest
for a
strongman.
long time.
Yeah, he's
still out there, and he's still savage. Like he's a savage. I see his shit all the time. Like he's a savage.
He's gotten out of like the strength sports. Well, I don't know. He fucking makes his comebacks all the time.
I was gonna say lately he's always doing something. He's always in his work pants doing fucking deadlifts and zerchers and shit.
Cutting trees down.
Cutting trees. Shit. Yeah.
Now we need to define this. Is it zercher or zerker?
I thought it was. I've just always called it zercher.
Zercher is what I've always called it.
I've always called it zerker.
Berserker? Is that what it's called? What it's for?
I don't know. No idea.
Look up the history of a zercher. Why is it called a zercher?
I think there was a guy.
I was getting ready to say. I guarantee there's a guy.
Fucking Jamie.
It's Jamie. And no, I think so. I guarantee it's some guy that fucking came up with the lift, and they call it that. You know, like the Z press and anything else. So, that dude's a savage. Yeah, because I remember he'd be gone
South
for like
German, mainly Rhineland.
Swiss German zercher. If I can call them local pronunciation names, switch that don't mean nothing to me. Like say, how did it?
There
come
you
on?
go.
Right there. Who was John Zercher? Yeah,
and I do love the Zercher lifts.
Yeah, dude. But they're great. They're great fucking lifts.
Zercher squat.
Zercher. That's Zercher. I'm telling you, that's Zercher.
Probably. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the Zercher squat was named after St. Louis strongman Ed Zercher. Zercher?
This is Zercher. You guys tell us in the comments. What do you think? Is it Zercher?
Is it Zercher or Zercher?
In my American brain, I see CH. That's ch. It's ch.
Yeah.
Zercher.
Well, your American brain, his German brain, my retard brain. I think you guys may be right.
So you guys know, but either way, I mean, those are nasty lifts, but they're great. They're great lifts, and like, I've never seen him doing that, or he'd be gone for fucking 2 hours with the farmers.
This motherfucker did a one-hand snatch. This is back in the day, of course.
Wow. 120.
One-hand snatch, 120. One-hand clean and jerk, 130. Two-hand military press, 170. That's crazy, 170. Two-hand snatch, 145. That's not super impressive.
How do you do a one-hand clean and jerk?
It would be a one-hand clean and jerk, right? And you jump under it like a kettlebell?
You got to clean it.
Oh.
And then jerk.
And this is, I would assume, with the barbell, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you clean and let the bar land on your shoulder. And then from there, shoot up and catch it in the middle.
I don't know. That's that circus shit.
Yeah, that is. This is all circus shit. Though, let's be real.
You know who does crazy stuff like that is.
He also did this at 156 pounds.
I was gonna say most of those old school guys that we like fucking look up to were itty bitty little dudes. Little dudes. You know what I mean? Most of them, but is Paul Dwyer. Have you ever seen him do all his shit on Instagram and everything? You know, Paul Dwyer from like Giants Live and stuff. Yeah. Him, if you ever watch him, sometimes they throw him up on Cerberus and shit. He does the same kind of thing, dude. Like he'll fucking, I think one of them was like, he had like 315, 265, something like that. Put it on his back. And then he like did a back press and then he jumped hand catch. Just like, I was like, what the fuck is that? And like crazy shit. And he does that one arm press stuff too. I'm like,
damn.
It's circus shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
So then what is your least favorite? Now that we're kind of circling back.
Sissoko.
I'm kind of getting it. I haven't done a lot of stones.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not really liking them yet.
Okay.
Haven't figured it out.
But you're absolutely loving your sandbag to shoulders right
Oh
now.
yeah, that's gonna be time.
Hit it.
So for South Carolina, I have one of the events is a 4-bag series for sandbag to shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it goes 200, 225, 250, and 275.
Yeah.
And I grabbed our 250 at the gym to try to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing it we've got a 185, basically just an old military sea bag.
Yeah.
So it's really tall, nice and easy. You could flip it up on your shoulder. And I'm like, 185, no problem. Flipping that up there and flip it.
Yeah.
And then I grabbed the 250. And I'm like, holy crap.
Also, before we get into more on the bags, you were military prior, right?
I was, yes, Navy.
Yeah, Navy. Yeah.
That's right.
So drop a thank you for your service.
That's right.
Oh,
Hit that shit right there.
That's what I had. I had assumed that just because you have a very military statute to yourself. So
very much.
Did you ever do any kind of lifting in the military, or what did that kind of look like for you? I would assume that you did obviously just regular PT, which is fucking back in your day was a lot more extreme than what today's.
Well, I was
PT
in the
standards.
Navy. I learned how to drink very heavily. we did a lot of that. There wasn't a whole lot. I mean, the normal PT was pretty much all that we did.
Push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, and a 3-mile run.
Yeah.
Or 2-mile run, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. It seemed way too long.
Yeah, I had it enlisted into a department of yours.
Gotcha.
So I knew
The girls department?
Yeah, fuck you. There's a reason why I fly that Marine flag outside every year, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Did any of that actually like turn into something for you when it came to powerlifting, or when you got out of the military, did that just kind of like stop and then you lived a little bit of life and then picked up something from there on out?
Yeah, I didn't. When I got out of the military, I didn't do much. Just worked and eventually started having kids and just with that, and just got busy. And then somebody said that I wasn't a college type of person, so it just clicked in my head, and I said, "Oh yeah, really? Watch me."
Yeah.
And I went to school, and for some reason, working full time, going to school full time up at CSU, I decided to pick up triathlons because I had all kinds of free time.
Where did all of that come from? Because now that when you had originally said that you were mostly into like triathlon and marathons and all that kind of stuff, like now it's starting to click into me. Where the fuck did that come from? Because no offense, I would never take you as one of those guys.
No, I can Forrest Gump it. I can just take off.
Yeah.
I was running.
Yeah, and I can run forever. I'm not going to set any land speed records, but I have the endurance. I don't know if it's natural ability, whatever it is, but I can go and just keep running. Wow. And I have no idea why, and
that's so great.
That's crazy.
And
that's great.
Yeah.
Most of the times, the marathons and half marathons I did, people would look at me and they're like, "What is this short fat guy doing out here?"
Right,
well, that's exactly where Mitchell Hooper came from, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing. World's Strongest Man. Yeah. He came from being a runner.
Yeah.
And that cardiovascular endurance fucking plays into being world's strongest man.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's being an athlete, and then you become a static freak. Can't be a static freak and then teach them to be an athlete.
So then I'm next, I guess.
You're next, bro.
Yeah,
You're going for Ronno Heinless fucking shit. Well, which I was
stack
getting
on 100 pounds, motherfucker.
Which I was getting ready to jump into the next one. The next part of that was that North Carolina is and your strength and everything else. I believe that you have a good chance at that. Because I know normally nationals is not really something like you're going to, or is that what kind of goals do you have? I guess right now with training, is it more just for the love of it?
Really,
and
it's
just
just
staying
for
healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, you just like whatever happens, kind of happens.
And
let the man speak.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I was like just trying to finish my question.
No, you're good. I'm just of course it's always nice to win.
Absolutely.
And that's I just really love competing. And part of the reason I've gone to South Carolina last year is the number of masters athletes at them. This year, there's 9 guys in my class. Last year, we started out at 15, and then it kind of dwindled down. But
Dwindled down as in they just didn't show up.
Okay. And I can't remember where we ended up. But
That's fucking crazy that somebody would actually like put into a competition just not show up.
yeah,
It happens though.
It does happen a
does
lot, whether it's
happen.
masters or just
Anybody,
anywhere,
right?
yeah.
Anywhere.
It's just
yeah.
wild to me.
so yeah.
That's cool because you go out there and that's where Scott Dodds. He was talking about where he's from.
I was like, Scott Dodds is in South Dakota.
Yeah, no, but what I was getting to the point is that in the different areas, that's where the masters are. And unfortunately, like we have a very strong community here in Colorado, but we don't have a huge masters out here. That is the one thing that like you
Comparatively,
just
like,
comparatively to all of
when-
our other like 105s and our fucking
The last time I went to any other state where there was a mega amount of masters was actually Kansas.
yeah.
Salina, Kansas. I think there was like fucking 7 in just the 40 plus, and then there was like 1 in the 50 plus. I'm like,
Yeah.
and this dude was like probably 70.
sick.
He still deadlifted well over 400.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
So like
intense.
that's what I love, and I think maybe because you go out there about once a year, and you're at that point. I think because now they made South Carolina's
The Southeast Regionals.
the Southeast Regionals. So now because last
Yeah.
year it was just a show, right?
Yeah,
it
last
was
year
just
was just a
boom, a
show.
show. If you won, hell yeah, good job, brother.
Yeah, so talk about that a little bit because you and I had kind of talked about it before we had even gotten on the podcast. So now that you're going to be doing this and it's a regionals, how does that work into everything? And kind of what is your end goal with all of that?
Just to compete. I would really like to, if with the Iceland thing coming, if I don't qualify for anything past this, then this will be my last comp for this year until I go to Iceland so that I can focus on the stone. If I do place and qualify for nationals, then hell yeah, I'm going. Because if I can beat out that many guys,
Fuck yeah.
that's
Yeah, because that'd be a stat class.
deal.
It's a big class.
yeah, it's a big class. The only thing I don't like about the way that Strongman Corp does it is the weight class is huge. It's from 173 to 100 or 234.
Wow.
So it's a big weight class.
Is it nothing to 105 basically?
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, 231.
yeah. So it's
That's a big fucking gap.
yeah, and I'm always in the middle of it. I'm
Yeah.
right, 210-ish to where
Well,
I
and
can't
you're-
do cut enough.
I was gonna say, and I think SC normally does their stuff 40 plus and then 50 plus,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
which is also kind of how USS does it as well. So you're like right on that brisk of hitting the 50 plus, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like when nationals happens, I'll be 50.
Ain't that some shit? Huh?
Right. It's like that ain't fair.
But yeah, so usually, I'm typically the lightest and the oldest, which I'm still hanging.
Hell yeah.
So I'm pretty stoked with that. It makes me feel good. And then this year in South Carolina, my oldest daughter, she's going to compete.
Michaela.
Yeah, Michaela's
Yeah,
going to.
yeah.
So
That's so exciting because she's normally been on the CrossFit side of things, right?
Yep.
yeah, more of
Yeah.
doing that type stuff. And so we brought her to the dark side.
Hell
And
yeah.
she's going to kick ass.
I think
Yeah.
she will, dude. I think she'll do really good. So.
I'll tell you what, though, whenever I show up to a fucking fit gym strength competition,
Yeah.
Michaela knows how to talk her shit. So
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
definitely got that from you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's-
Let me.
I show up and she's like, "Why aren't you competing, pussy?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "This isn't my shit. Like, I don't do this."
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, well, it's easy to be a bitch." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. She disallowed my bench at fucking strength games.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
She disallowed my bench.
And rightfully
It
so.
was, and it was fast. But you know what I mean? And a lot of those things, because the year prior, I don't know who the fuck was watching me. And I did a front squat. And to me, it was like not the greatest.
Yeah.
Like a bad, like a strict judge would have been like, nah, dog. And like I even did it when I set it down, I was like, fuck. I was like, I just fucked that up. Yeah. And they were like, you're good.
You're good.
I was like, well, cool. Like I'll take the score. I mean, whatever. But then like, then that next year, I was like so pumped with the lift. But yeah, my ass lifted. She's like, no rep.
Yeah,
I was like,
it probably comes from a lot of times of me going, that didn't count.
yeah, right.
And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, your ass came off the bench.
Yeah.
You didn't
And that
hit
was before I really knew her. Like I didn't know her. I'd seen her there and stuff, but I didn't know that was your daughter. I didn't know anything. I was just like,
She's funny.
yeah,
I love her.
She is.
She's so
as fuck.
funny.
She's a pistol.
Yeah.
Sure.
She
cool.
also did. Because I think I follow her on Instagram. She did the Fire Academy, right?
Yeah, she's a paid firefighter in Berthoud.
Sick.
That's fucking awesome.
So
Sick.
That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that, and then I saw that I needed a shave, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, I did that once, won't do it again. If I could just tuck this, I'd do it. But it's great for her. She doesn't have to grow a beard.
No.
Oh,
she has no problem shaving.
Oh yeah. No, that's gonna be really cool.
So, in this next year, you're looking towards all of that kind of stuff. Is there any main goals that you're trying to focus on besides the South Carolina Strongest and Iceland?
No, not really. Staying healthy, not hurting myself any more than I have over the years. So, really, that's pretty much it.
With a guy of your age and stature, and of course you can tell me that you don't want to talk about it, are you on any kind of like TRT? How's your diet look like? All of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm on TRT. Kind of have to at this age.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm sure the audience is going to assume. I
Yeah.
just like to put it out there because
absolutely.
TRT seems to be such a taboo fucking
Right.
subject anymore, and it's not.
It's not.
No.
Like, if you're on TRT, you are just on TRT.
That's
Like, you're not blasting fucking 700 milligrams of test every week.
No.
Like, it's nothing fucking crazy.
No.
So just kind of give us a rundown of what your diet and like the TRT basis and how all of that kind of looks like on a weekly basis.
Yeah, my diet is, I watch. I get a lot of my breakfast and lunches. Being in construction, I throw my food on the dashboard a lot of time and heat it up. And I get most of that stuff from Clean Eats.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they're pretty good meals.
We're doing ours through I think it's like Camp Chef or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, they're decent priced and good quality food. And I try to eat as clean as possible. I try not a lot of junk food, but it happens.
Yeah, well,
It's-
right.
Yeah, I'm human.
Absolutely.
And
It's
really
just so easy.
just try to watch, and stay sensible about everything. And, I'm usually eating, I'd say here's a first breakfast, a second breakfast usually, and then a morning snack after that,
Good man. Good man.
and then lunch, and then a afternoon snack, and then usually a protein shake or something before I get to the gym and at the gym, and then dinner once I get home. And, somewhere I'm around, I want to think last time I'm not totally strict and don't do all
Count
the
calories, but
Yeah.
3,500.
Yeah, somewhere around 3,500 is where I've
figured.
been most of the time.
That's fair.
And
Yeah.
so I can't seem to lose a pound, and I can't seem to gain a pound right now. So
Well, your metabolism's fast for.
Well, and I'm also going to say, like, you have a steady baseline of what you're doing that makes sense. Adding on is obviously going to add on more pounds. Taking off is going to take off pounds. So whatever you're doing is working for you, and you're not just getting super obese or you're not getting super anorexic. It makes sense to just do what the
And
fuck
you're still
doing.
progressing.
Yeah.
You're recovering and you're progressing. So,
Yeah.
like, there's no reason to add weight. There's no reason to drop weight. Like,
Yeah.
if you're still
No, yeah,
progressing,
that's-
it's like, what's the fucking point? And so,
yeah, that,
And then with the TRT stuff, are you prescribed through?
I go to Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
Oh,
Okay.
Rocky Mountains. Okay.
For those for those people, how should I'm going to state this a weird way. What is your milligram dosage for a TRT dose? Because there has been so much fucking wild shit that I've heard. I've heard people are fucking on their TRT dose of 300 milligrams a week.
No.
That's fucking way too much.
No, I do, was it 0.8 cc's, which I don't know the milligrams on that.
So it's probably a
0.8.
250 bottle.
Yeah,
So
0.8 cc of a 250. You're looking at
What is
fucking. It's over. It's about 100.
I was getting ready to say. So is it
Once a
like
week.
so if you have an inch, like the one, is it a half or a quarter?
No, it's
Like
0.8.
0.8.
Yeah. So just like
So-
a little
so-
over 3/4 of an inch.
Oh, so 3/4. Okay, thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Oh, 0.8.
Yeah,
I do eights. Okay, I don't do that fucking 6s and 7s and.
We're getting fucked up on the metric and the
Yeah.
fucking standards.
Yeah, can I get a board at 63 and 6? It's like
So that's the funniest thing to me is so like you're on like basically 100
yeah,
milligrams
basically 100.
around there. I've heard a lot of people fucking be like, if you're not on 300 milligrams,
You're a fucking
that's
liar.
not TRT.
Yeah.
If you're getting good prescribed stuff,
Yeah.
you should be able to, and this is just, it's nothing against you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
if you're getting good shit from a prescribed company, 100 milligrams is going to do you worlds of justice comparatively. This man's almost 50 years old and he's deadlifting almost 600 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
Stop fucking blasting 800 milligrams of fucking test.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're fucking yourself up.
Well, they don't realize that. They want it now. They'll understand. They'll understand. As soon as you hit like 31, you'll understand in a couple
Yeah,
years.
but that's the problem. That's the problem.
I know.
It's like,
I agree.
dude, the more that I do tests, the more I low dose and the more I take compounds out of my shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel so much
feel
better about
That's what I
myself.
mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. And you can still progress from it. You know what I mean? And he's living proof. So like, you don't need to be doing this shit and listening and like Googling it and like, oh, bro, I'm gonna start my very first cycle. Like, I remember I Googled that shit the first time I got on test, and I was like, that's a good dose. Like,
I remember the first time you got on
Oh
test.
my god, I didn't know how to read it. Like, I didn't know the gauges and shit. And So
the first time he got on test, he read a text message that said, I think it was
you
like,
said it, yeah, I read it wrong.
Not me.
No, I read it wrong. He texted me because I was like, I got a 250 bottle, and I was like, and I looked it up and like basic dosages. Like, I swear to God, you Google it right now. What's a safe basic dose of like a starter cycle?
synthetic test.
Yeah, synthetic. And people will say it's, testosterone and DECA is a safe one to go with. Starting doses 400 to 500 on your test, and then 2 to 3 on your fucking DECA. I was like, somebody that's never put anything in your body, this is what you're telling them to, and they're saying this is the safest on the body to get the most out for a safe amount of 12 weeks. I was like, 12 weeks of fucking banging that. I was like, you're nuts.
Jesus.
So it's funny because he started on test.
Yeah.
And I was like, you need to stay in the 125 range.
Yeah.
125 milligram. This motherfucker took it as in like,
No, I'll tell you. He said, he texted me, he goes, I want you to do a half twice a week. I looked at it as 1.5 twice a week. I was, dude, I think 1.5. So I was blasting like 750 for like almost 3 weeks. And I'm sitting there and and I remember one day I was like, God, I feel good. Like, I'm just at work and I'm like hammering shit, and you just keep hammering it and hammering it and hammering it. And I was like, bro, I taste the oil in my mouth. I remember I went home. I swear to God, I'm in the garage and I'm like working out, and I'm like fucking getting it. And I'm like, dude, I feel like I have like oil in my fucking mouth. And I texted him and I was like, and my bottle's almost gone. I'm like, hey, bro, am I supposed to get another bottle of this? And he's like, wait, what do you mean? And I was like, he's like, how much are you taking? And I was like, you said 1.5 twice a week.
He goes to re-up on his shit, and I'm like, what do you mean you're done? I was like, where did all of it go? And he's like, I did what you said. And I was like, no, you did not.
Yeah.
No, he did not, because that one thing should have lasted fucking 4 months.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Jesus.
Oh, dude. So luckily, like, I knew at that moment, like, I was low on tests because it took like 2 weeks of banging that.
Oh,
it was only the last like 2 or 3 days did I feel like those effects. Like, I was just like,
Oh, that
fuck,
is,
dude.
that
I was
is
like,
another question. So, when was the first time that you started taking TRT, and what did that do for you?
I want to say, I think it was just a little over a year ago that I started on it. And you know, my numbers at that point were 300s.
yeah.
My T levels, and which is normal for
48 years
48
old.
years
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
That was fairly normal.
It's actually really high. I think.
I was gonna say that's pretty good.
Yeah, they
It's
weren't.
pretty good.
They were not. They were like, they're like,
You must drink whiskey and smoke cigars.
yeah. At that time, I did. So it was funny because the lady asked me. She goes, "Why? You know, just curious. Why you interested in this?" She goes, "Are you having intimacy problems?" I said, "No, this is for the gym."
Yeah.
That's where it always fucking comes
Yeah,
down to.
it's-
Everybody always
always.
like, except for Premier TRT and Med Spa,
Yeah.
which is one of our sponsors. Go
That's
check
right,
them out.
for sure.
But whenever you go to a TRT clinic, there's always a problem,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, your little wee can't get hard.
Right.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no, that wasn't the problem. It was just strictly for the gym and give me energy. I was 2:00. It was every day just
Yeah.
falling out, and once the dosage got correct and everything kind of smoothed out, it was I have energy all day, and
Yeah.
everything's for the past say 6 months, my body has accepted it, and
Yeah.
I'm getting the gains. I'm still progressing and
Yeah.
have energy. I'm not, and I sleep better. It's part of it too.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing people need to understand is like when you get on these kind of doses, it's not like you're just like injecting like idiots we were talking about. Like, you're not Superman. Like, you're just getting through your day. You still feel like a normal human being, but you're actually able to get through your day. Your body's recovering enough from your lifts, and you can continue to do the same thing every day. I think people just like immediately they think like, oh, I'm gonna get on tests and I'm just gonna fuck and just go nuts and blow up and everything else. Because that was the same as me. It was like, when I first started strongman with you guys, it was like after months of it, I was like, oh my god, like I couldn't get through the fucking day without dragging my feet. Like, oh my god, I can't recover from this. I got to lift maybe twice a week. Like, literally, it was like lift on a Monday and lift on a Friday because I need 4 fucking days to recover from.
When
one
you first
workout.
started lifting with us, you were 32 years old.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, that's usually pretty old. But I mean, fucking Chris, 30. What, you were 39 when you started?
Yeah, roughly 39.
39. Yeah. Like, fuck. Like, I couldn't even imagine my 32-year-old ass. Like, I felt it. Like,
Well, and I think there's also a perspective change of now that everything is available
yeah,
to be able to get your hands into, there is a certain distinction of your generation just powering through it because I'm not a fucking pussy.
right.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, your generation of being able to be like, well, I'm fucking still tough.
Yeah.
But this is kind of fucking
Like, this
hard.
is hard. And then, like, it was just eventually.
And then it comes into my generation where I'm like,
bro,
everything sucks. Give me rainbows.
oh my
Like,
God.
I do remember though. I remember working 48-hour long shifts on fucking oil field. I remember doing all of that, but at the same time, I was also a fucking kid.
Yeah.
And now that I am starting to get older, I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
I can relate to how you used to feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to get to that point where I'm like, dude, I get home from work and I'm like, man, I just want to be a lazy fucking piece of shit on the couch.
Just want to sit the
Yeah.
fuck down.
And I am on test.
Yeah.
Like I am on a decent amount.
Yeah.
Especially with comp season round.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
I'm fucking running on a high.
I should be
dosage.
feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah.
It's not the end all be all.
No.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like people that don't know exactly what test is,
Yeah.
I can't recommend it enough. That you guys gotta go get your fucking shit checked. Because if it is low, because like when Mel took my shit the last time, she was like, I don't know how the fuck you're functioning. She was like, you have 0 estrogen, you have 0 test, you have 0 everything.
Jeez.
Yeah.
She was like, you have no hormones in your body. How are you functioning? I'm like, I'm still hitting PRs.
Yeah.
I think that was just the young me.
Yeah. Eventually, it would just break.
You'd wear down.
Yeah, you just
But-
wear quick.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean, and because your body's fighting itself constantly, like you know what I mean, like trying to work a full-time job and still do something and work and everything else. Now, I am going to ask this other question, because to other people that may be blue collar and they're like, "Fuck, I work hard enough as it is. Why should I turn around and go lift weights?" You know the phrase, you're carrying something at work. Looks like you don't have to go to the gym today.
Yeah.
I want to punch you in your fucking throat. Shut that. But tell me that even though yes, you may endure pain every day, but because we're all sick, we feel like we accomplished something if we're not hurting. And has it not made your life easier in a sense? Like I feel like just in my day to day, because of my job of picking things up and everything, because I do it at such a high level, like after work, makes my day to day pretty fucking easy. Yes, I'm sore and everything else, but like picking up boxes is not a big deal. You know what I mean? Basic everyday life. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely improved all of that.
Right.
It just makes me feel like a better,
Just
all around.
Absolutely. Like I feel like sometimes I have other people that may say something or comment. They're like, why would you go do that? Like I was using my back all day.
Yeah.
Like why would I go? It's like because then if you're strengthening, it's easier during the other rest of the day.
And it's a huge stress reliever. I mean, I've got a fairly high stress job that I got to blow it out somehow.
I agree.
And,
I agree.
Well, I would say it's not only a job thing too, right?
Yeah.
It is a man thing.
It's a man, right?
I mean, let's be honest with the thing. I think it's very simple to put it into perspective of any kind of man needs to have something to push something into. Like we're constantly competitive.
Yeah.
Like in everything.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what it is. I'll beat you in anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like us going to the gym kind of relieves that because there is always going to be that one motherfucker that's always stronger than us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, it is kind of one of those things where it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah. But I feel like when you find something that humbles you, like what we do, because you could walk in the gym. I don't know if you guys are the same way. You'll be out working all day and you know you got deadlifts or something. You're like, oh man, I'm going to fucking rip 585 today and blah, blah, blah. You get there, you get up to like 475. You're just like, oh my God, that's fucking heavy. It's
For sure.
Not only are you getting that energy out,
But I
feel
think
like-
I think what Chris was talking about was just like that that release of getting that stress and getting that energy out that is going to be negatively impacting family and friends around him.
No, and that's what I 100% agree, and that's what I was getting at. Is I feel like that with lifting, and if it's bodybuilding, whatever, just physical activity, like on a high impact level.
Yeah.
Whether it's high endurance, whatever, is that the humblingness is what, and because of what you're doing, also is straining you, and like I feel like it sometimes bites that animal a little bit as men of just like we can fucking take it on. I'll take the world, and I can too. But it's like some days like it just kind of humbles you. I feel like, and just like gets that releaseness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's just like that humbleness of like, yes, I am still tough, but like, you know, as tough as you fucking think you are, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that like thrives you to be want to do more and more and more and more. But I agree because like just as men, I feel like we almost we take in most energy around us. Like, I don't know, I'm no astrophysicist.
Yeah.
I'm no fucking thing, but we build up energy. We take it, whether it's from your wife or your fucking kids or your whoever, the guys at work or whatever. You almost like are a holder of it. And I feel like guys they need some release. So if they're not working out hard as fuck, what are they doing after work? Drinking themselves, like trying to drink it away, or you're trying to fight it away, or you're trying to fucking whatever it is, work it away, like being in the shop.
You could probably actually just tell us both on how it actually is, due to the fact of you've been in the military, you've done the blue collar life, you've done everything. So like, is the gym kind of your stress reliever?
Yeah. No, it is. It's I bottle everything up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just any other guy. You
You're
know,
a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm a girl dad, so I have 2 daughters. So
Yeah.
a lot
That's
of
got to be
estrogen.
really fucking tough. Actually, please tell me a little bit about that, because like, obviously, you know, I have a son.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, I want to. I think I want to have a daughter.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like, what does that look like as a girl dad comparatively to a boy dad? Because a boy dad is not like, it's not super inquisitive.
She will own you the second she's born.
Yeah.
There's nothing I won't do for my 2 daughters. And it's very stressful. They have emotions and they express them a lot. And I don't do that. They all say I'm very heartless, and because they're like, well, what do you think about this? And I tell them, I just give them the answer.
Right.
It's the way I would want it. You just give me straight up answer. And they're like, oh, that's not what I want. Okay, sorry. What did you wanted you to feel bad? But I just want to fix the problem.
Right.
That's not what women want.
Okay, so same issues that I'm going with in my marriage. It's basically the same
Yes.
thing, dude. So, babe, what's wrong? Well, this motherfucker. Well, if you do this,
Yeah.
No.
but that's not the right way.
No. Yeah.
So I living with three women is a handful,
Yeah. I bet.
which is part of the gym helps.
right.
Yeah. So, your gym journeys look a lot like just going in there, busting yourself up to be able to go home and keep yourself regulated.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's, when I first started, after a couple years of lifting, the wife told me, she goes, you will be in the gym from now on.
You're such a better person.
Yeah, you're such a more easy person to get along with.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been with my wife since I think we started dating our junior year of high school.
Oh wow.
1920.
Yeah. Somewhere around there. Did have a 19 in it. So, she's known me for
Yeah, she's seen both sides of you.
she's actually known me since we've known each other since middle school.
Well, fuck.
In shop class in middle school. So
How great is that? You don't ever hear about that anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Just being able to be alone, or not be alone, be with somebody from the time of high school
All the way.
until days rate, like, it's absurd.
yeah.
The amount of divorce rates and everything is just fucking nuts. Like, being married doesn't mean anything anymore.
No.
It's so wild. to
Well,
me.
that's marriage is a vow, and it's like you're gonna be with this person forever. Everything else nowadays, people just look at it like there's always a divorce,
Well,
and I think like there's always this.
I think it's a vow of God, and I don't think religion has really been that.
It's kind of pushed out of it.
Yeah, like
seems-
everything else though. So it don't matter what it is.
For sure. I think I also think that it is making a comeback, but at the same time, like, I think marriage is between a couple and God, because you obviously
Right.
you become one. You become one
Exactly.
flesh.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
I think it's a wild thing that something like what you and your wife has going on is such a great thing, because that shit just doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like shit. As
Yeah,
in,
no.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't, you don't see that. And we still hang out with a couple friends from high school, which is still is rare. And
wow.
the nice part, both those couples are still married.
Sick.
Same, you know, and it's
so great.
Just it's kind of cool that it's just been kind of this little group that have done it. But
It's a big deal.
yeah,
Yeah, it really
It's a big deal. You guys should be very thankful for that because nowadays, like, just politics and fucking family shit is just so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. My wife and I always talk about that all the time. Like, it's like, I don't give a fuck how bad it gets. We're going to be married.
yeah,
I was like, I made a vow to you and God, and this is where it's going to be.
Yeah.
yeah,
And divorce is not an option.
Exactly.
And I feel like everybody that starts to get married just goes, well, I don't like him anymore, so
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm going to take most of his money.
yeah.
So true.
Or vice versa, you know.
It's so true.
To get into a more positive note before we close this out, what is your main priority of lifting now that you are into strongman? Are you trying to hit any certain numbers, whether it be squat, bench, dead, or who's fell, all of this kind of stuff?
Really, the top goal is the Husafell, to do the
Sick.
to
In
do
Iceland.
that in Iceland that is my priority.
Let me ask you a question. Are you going to get Fuller Sturker tattooed on you after you do this?
Yeah, I kind of have to, I think.
Absolutely,
On his neck.
Oh, blast it across your throat.
Nobody will ever see it.
Yeah, so true.
That's the wife. She said, she goes, what do you get out of doing this? I said,
Yeah,
a pretty sick fucking video.
Dude. I mean, right? I mean, that's what you do. But why do we do anything that we do? Like, just for, like,
Well, I
for
think
you.
no, not for you. I think it's accountability.
Yeah.
Because as men, we look towards accountability. And I think you lifting a fucking heavy, gigantic stone, walking around a gigantic circle, putting it down, you're a part of a number of
Very
people.
small number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That have never done that before.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, and if you think about, for all the strongman events, any show you go to,
Yeah.
how long is it? It's 5 minutes
Yeah.
for a max.
full show.
Really. Full show is 5 minutes
Yeah.
of maximum effort for some little plastic,
Yeah.
metal.
You did good.
You did good. And how many hours do we all spend in the gym?
You're right.
I
For
mean-
this one moment.
Fucking
but
at least
Hundreds,
20 a
thousands.
week.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's
20 a week.
Yeah, minimum. And but it's just I don't love to be the center of attention, but just to be able to accomplish it. Last year going to South Carolina, I gave it everything I absolutely had. Came in 5th place. And my wife was ready for me to be pissed off and mad. And I was like, you know what? I got my ass kicked.
Right.
But you know what?
Fucking more.
These guys were better than me.
You gave
today.
it your all,
and I
that's right.
gave it everything I had. Didn't win, but guess what? I was super stoked that I competed at my best, and those guys brought a better game.
Absolutely.
I think it's very admirable for you to be able to look into a certain goal, like something of the actual Husafell, as a man of almost being 50 years old.
Yeah.
And that's your main goal. That's fucking amazing. Because a strongman competition anymore doesn't mean shit.
It's true.
You don't get money for it. You don't.
Yeah.
You like you said. You get a little plastic trophy and
Yeah.
you just fuck off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, not to downplay any promoters or anything,
Right.
but
Yeah. But I
just
get what
trying.
you're
Yeah.
saying. I get what you're saying.
I enjoy it, and I do a lot of hours for the little plastic
Absolutely.
deal,
Absolutely.
and I'm perfectly happy with that.
Right.
But what is that little plastic deal comparatively to having a feather
Yeah,
in a book of point? I don't even know. I
don't
got
know
a
the
feeling it's like
percentage.
0.25 of
Probably.
the world.
Probably. Out of the billions of people, there's maybe what?
got to be less than that. Less than a 0.25. I bet
Yeah,
you.
because nowadays, ever since that show, fucking Strongest Man on History came in, like, of course, because when they signed the book, I remember there's a small bit. She goes, "Oh, congratulations, Brian or Eddie or Nick. Like you're the 100th and something people." But ever since that show, which I love, like it's expanded so much. But so even now, so say in that 5 years that there's 500 names. I guarantee it's less than 1,000. And it's like there's billions of people in this world, billions. So even if there's 1,000 to 1 billion, like what's that percentage? Fucking nothing. Let's see.
This is wiki. Oh, nobody gives a fuck about strongman. Liftingstones.org. There's a whole.
Yeah, dude, it's really cool. This I
Is this where you get
follow this, and the stories behind some of these stones is really what makes. There's another one in Iceland, the tombstone.
Yep. Yeah, the 660-pound fucker.
No, this one's 485.
Oh, okay.
That's the forget
which
what
one is that one? Because I saw what's his face, Steffi Peterson.
Yeah,
he lifted that one, but he's how tall? And he was right here with
I forget the name. The tombstone, I believe it's called. This story behind it.
Okay.
So it's if I can do this one, I wanted to
go do
that one
sick.
While we're there because
sick.
The wife said we're not allowed to be there just to lift stones.
No, that's what we're here for.
I'm like, well, I am.
Absolutely. Look at that. Look at Chris. You could be right in front of that, standing right there. That's your stone right there.
That's it.
I know. I'd love to do that. God, that'd be so sick. That's gonna be so cool, dude.
Yeah.
We'll have to look up what the tombstone was. Is this just like your main goal? Is like Husafell, and then if I don't catch any other ones, fuck it. Like I did. Husafell.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I this one and I think it's actually the Legstein or something like that.
Oh,
stone.
okay.
Legg, whatever.
Okay.
Stein is the name of the stone, but it's the whole story behind it is what makes it.
Okay. All right.
Because if you pick it up and you walk around this other big stone, you release after 100 people can do it, then you release this old farmer's soul from hell.
Really?
Because the devil stole his soul.
Right.
The Husafell.
No, this is
another stone.
The Legstein or
look that one up. I've never heard that story.
Okay, is it on the same one?
It's on the same web, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
So, and that's one thing. So, like the Husafell was, this circle was a sheep's gate.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah. And that's the door.
Yeah, that's the door. So if we go down, you're wrong. Hold on. Stone directory. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's on the stone.
And then it tells you if you can go to them or not. Some of them you can't go to. They're cemented in or in private property.
Okay. Do you know what?
The Legstein number? Yeah, right there.
220 kg. What is that? 485
Yeah,
pounds.
485.
Fuck. Okay.
And if you watch the full searcher on Rogue, he goes and picks that one up.
Does he? Okay, because I've seen that, but it's been a minute. Because I watched that and I watched Stoneland and all that. Okay.
The 220 kilo stone is sat at the grave of a farmer who made a pact with the devil. I will never fucking touch that stone.
Well, no, you gotta pick the stone up so you can release him from hell.
Nope. Fuck him. Yeah. He made his choice. The Liechtensteins, I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Liechtenstein challenged to pick up the stone and then walk it around the large boulder next to the stone. The walk is around 12 meters. So what would that be? 36 feet. The tombstone is an interesting stone, and thanks to its unique challenge and the legend that accompanies it. One day, after a long day of working, the farmers sat upon a stone and pleaded to become more successful. This is wrong, dude. I don't fucking like this.
Yeah. It's a crossroads deal, bro.
It is.
It's a crossroads deal.
After the devil heard the farmer's plea for help and offered to make a pact. If the farmer could simply lift the stone, he would have his wishes granted. The devil would make him
prosperous.
Thank you. if he couldn't, he would pay the ultimate price with his soul. What the fuck? That's fucking
Strong
crazy.
agreed to the deal. He tried lifting the stone, but struggled over and over to break it from the ground. He had failed. The devil tricked the farmer and had Demon hold the stone to the ground to make it impossible to lift. The devil had cheated. Of course he had cheated. He's a fucking bitch. As agreed, the farmer's soul was taken. The farmer fell dead on the spot and is buried underneath the plinth. A priest knew the devil had cheated and made a proposal to him. If man could complete 100 total circles around the farmer's grave with the tombstone, the devil would free the farmer's soul. For many years, lifters have attempted to free the soul of the farmer, but it's a difficult challenge. The stone is one of the heaviest lifting stones that we know of and is also very smooth. Most lifters bear hug the stone and lock the fingers together under the wider end of the stone. As far as we know, the legastine has been carried around the plinth more than half of the number of times needed to release the farmer. 56 times, according to Peter Goramandanson in Fuller Sturker 2018 is definitely greater than that now, but we don't know the precise number. So he hasn't. Okay, excited part of this legend is that it's over. The farmer will be released before long, but who will complete the 100th round? How fucking nuts would that be? You go around that, and
all
it's
of a
like,
sudden some dude shows up, and you're like,
dude, you'd have his gratitude
He's like,
forever.
"Thank you."
Yeah, you'd have his gratitude forever.
He starts doing his little dance.
time.
Oh my god, that's pretty cool though. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty rad. I like that.
And the weird thing is, you're watching that documentary. They just drive right up to it. It's right there on the side of the road.
That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, I didn't notice that one. That's a cool legend because the only other one I knew was those 3 beach stones down at the fucking beach.
Yeah.
I also didn't know about this entire website.
I had no idea about this.
Until now.
Period.
Like a stone directory.
Yeah, that's how many there are, dude.
What the fuck?
Like, you
Like,
could go to the Inver Stone. That's probably in Inver, Gordon. Or is this all Alaska? Or I mean Iceland?
No, it's all over the
Oh,
world.
okay. So I guarantee this is probably Inver, Gordon, right? Scotland. We go see the Stallman brothers.
Just Yeah, see, unfortunately, in the United States, we have 2. One is a replica of the Denny Stones, and the other is in the Kamehameha Stone in Hawaii,
Okay.
which is insane.
And out in Honolulu. Okay.
992 pounds.
Fuck are you supposed to do with that? You use a strap and pick it up like in the middle?
Supposedly, the King Kamehameha picked it up and carried it around.
What?
And it's literally in the
is
bar
this?
ditch of
What?
Polynesian.
yeah.
That looks
Australia.
Australia, mate.
The oval's out.
1,100 kg.
Jesus. And that's
What is this?
Oh, it's a hip lift, that last one.
Japan shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's where Martins went.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's where Martins went.
Yeah.
He went and lifted all this.
The shrine stones.
Fuck, what is it called?
Soja power stones.
Hitakishi or something like that?
Yeah, it said it on here. Yosiki.
Yeah. I can't remember what they were called. Like their tribe was like Hitashiki or some shit. I don't remember.
This is cool though. I've
it's cool.
never seen this before.
No.
And that's where you look at Scotland. I mean,
Oh,
it's
it's
freaking
fucking
covered.
loaded.
I mean, you'd have to take
Oh, dude. To
Multiple
do this-
trips there, dude.
And they're hours away from each
Yeah.
other. Hours. Because, Martins did that. He did a video of him going around and doing the man headstones. He did like 4 of them or 5 of them. And then on the Giants Live YouTube, Colin Bryce went with Eddie Williams, Paul Dwyer, and...
Oh, there's your boy.
And I can't remember who else, and they did the same exact thing. And they were going around and do. Oh, dude, that's all they did. Is the whole fucking thing is just drive, just drive, and just drive. Yeah, it was crazy. And and you got to think that all these things are sitting out in Scotland, sitting on wet grass, sitting outside. So you got to bring towels. Like you're not allowed to use tacky and stuff like that. So like you can bring your own chalk. I know that.
Yeah.
But like,
and you shouldn't either.
no, right? No. Yeah, you shouldn't. Exactly.
You shouldn't. You
No.
shouldn't. Honestly, you shouldn't even wear
Use
clothes.
chalk. Yeah, I mean, technically, I know in a lot of them that you have to wear a kilt and everything else.
Yeah,
and then
I think a kilt is just fine, but at the same time, like
and then
for
go
something like
shirtless.
the strongman or not strongman for the Husfell, like that's something that you got to do.
Right, like bare chested,
Like
pick that shit up.
yeah.
Well, you probably would want to anyway. So you had some grip. Yeah.
Well, and the cool thing with this website too is they give you all the etiquette stone lifting,
I
natural
like
stone
that.
lifting
Yeah, I like
etiquette
that.
on,
Nice.
you know,
nice.
making sure you don't, drop it if you have to, but
Yeah.
try not to, you know,
Right,
because
right.
I'd hate to be that dude that drops the
Oh my
Husafell and it
gosh.
shatters.
In like a crack or something. Yeah, they brought on that video. They brought a pad, like a brand new, like Cerberus pad. So
Yeah.
even when they were doing the shoulder, they were setting it
it
on
down,
the pad.
yeah.
Yeah. So it was respect.
So right now, the record for revolutions around the Husafell pin is 2.4 revolutions.
275 feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Magnus for Magnuson Classic.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's at the Magnuson Classic. Yep.
I'm gonna beat that.
That would be dope.
I'm gonna beat that.
That would be dope.
I can't beat the Denny's.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't have the
Dude.
strength. I don't have the whole.
Well, and that was like those would be cool just to pick up, like just to pick up.
This
Not big laws, farmer walk them.
Yeah.
and like just pick
this
it up.
is so fucking cool. I'm
Yeah.
so impressed with the liftingstones.org.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is cool.
This is so cool.
So if you guys didn't know, we just found out a new website. So check out liftingstones.org.
Yeah, there's that. You can calculate.
That's amazing. That's cool, dude. Ooh,
So like
shit.
when you were training for them,
yeah,
we could have calculated out exactly what they should have to be proportional to the real
really?
Denny's stones.
Oh wow. Okay. See, I knew those were coming back. What was I just looking at? And they were in the same. They were in the events again. What show were we looking at? It was one that we're going to compete in. Was it OSG?
Yes, it's OSG. It's the Nickel Stones.
Yeah, they're
in
coming
South-
back again. I knew they were coming back again.
Yeah, Southwest.
Yeah,
Regionals.
South. So I think the one I have to go to. I have to do them again. So it was a good purchase. At least I got them.
You don't have to unless you want to come up north with me.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to. I was gonna actually tell you about that. I was telling Carly about that, and she is so down. So
Really?
yeah. So she was, and that's what I was telling her. I was like, I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna compete. I was like, I might just do the Texas just to get it out of the way, because then I'd have more fun. Because then it would just be me being your handler and just relaxing and having fun with you guys.
My second immediate family is from Maryland, and we were talking about it. And on the last podcast, him and I were going through OSJ regionals. Well, turns out one of them is in Ocean City, Maryland, where my wife and I got engaged.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Her family's from basically just south of Baltimore. So I was like, how cool would that be to go kind of stomp in her hometown and just like try and put it down out there to get my qualifications for Worlds.
Yeah.
And I got to talking to my coach, and he was like, well, you got to pick one. It's either Texas or Maryland. I was like, I think Maryland's going to be that for me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think it's good. It's gonna be cool as fuck. So yeah, I was telling Carly about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm totally down." I was like, "Then that way it's more of a vacation." I was like, "I'll go do Texas mostly because you're not gonna go and Zach's out." So I was like, "It's cool." I was like, "It's like a business trip." I'm
well,
like,
and Homeboy's going to be down
yeah,
there.
McGee and everybody. That's what I mean. And I don't care. I have no problem. Like, go fly out by myself. I do it for work and shit. And I was like, and they're basically like a fucking business trip anyway. What do? Fucking fly out there, water cut, refeed, and then go compete because it's a couple dayer. So I go compete, go eat, and then go to bed and wake up and compete again, and then fly out in the morning. I was like, like no big deal. I'll go out by myself. I was like, but then the second trip, I was like, we'll fly out and probably it is like a month away from each other. So I just got to get everything lined with work. I was like, I would love to, because then it'd be like a vacation. I was like, a couple days with Austin, getting him competing and stuff. And I was like, after that, like we'll stay out a couple extra days and be out on the beach and just fucking little mini vacay.
Well, and I didn't realize this until now. Maryland has 3 events every day, 2 days.
Yeah, that one's a bigger one. Like mine's 6 events, I think, but it's 3. Oh, it's a 2-a-day.
It is 3 and 3.
Yeah, 3 and 3. Yours is 3 days. Yeah, you do 3, 3, 3, like just like OSG. It's like full days and then finals. So that would be just like it.
No, I think it is Friday weigh-ins, Saturday, Sunday, 3, 3.
Oh, okay. It's just 2 days competing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant they had the 3-day compete. Oh, I was like, dude. I was like, I mean, that's technically worlds. I mean, if you make it to finals, it's like you're competing another day.
Either or. I'm making it to
Yeah, either way. So, so yeah, okay. So it is 2 day. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I think that'd be cool as fuck. So, and then
Do
Chris is
you-
gonna be there.
have any interest in competing in worlds?
Yeah, that would be definitely. I'd have to look at,
And also, what route would you want to go down? Because there is all of the different types of federations.
Yeah.
Whether it be USS, SC, OSG, fucking SEL. I don't know if SEL has any.
No, SEL is just like its own. Like it's just
Yeah.
an open pro. Like you'd be in there with kids that are 20 fucking years old. So,
Yeah.
OSG is where they got the masters now. They're 50. And if they open up that 105 masters class, like
That's what I was telling him
So
earlier.
if that opened up, that'd be huge. They'd get so many more fucking athletes.
Yeah.
So I think you could do it.
Yeah. No, it'd be definitely something to look at.
Absolutely.
I think I'm ready.
Absolutely.
Like I say, to compete. I'm ready to compete. And I compete in any all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm game.
Hell yeah.
That's fair.
I like that.
Well,
That's a deep breath.
yeah, you did it.
I know I did.
I think we might as well put a ribbon on it. We really want to appreciate everything that you do on a daily basis. We appreciate you coming on to the podcast. What are your final thoughts on being a strongman competitor, being just an overall good person? What are your final thoughts?
As a strongman competitor, just help each other out. That's what we're all here for, just to make yourself better. So if somebody does lift more than you, that's freaking awesome. I'm always happy when I see Mike hit something new.
Yeah.
Anybody in the gym, hit something new. It's celebrate it.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Enjoy each other's company doing it. It's awesome to, like I say, when I was powerlifting, it was me.
Yeah.
And now
It's like a party at the gym.
Yeah, now it is.
It is. I love it when I come back to the gym. Like that's chill time. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You pull up in the parking lot, you're like, fuck. And then like you're there, Zach. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking party. And like just chill. I love it.
Yeah, really. Really. Just enjoy life. Don't take everything so seriously, and
For sure.
and relax.
Yeah.
and just enjoy the ride.
I love it.
Me too.
Mike, you got anything?
Thank you, Chris, for coming on, dude.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we mean to have him on. So, guys, keep an eye out for him. He's going for that 600-pound deadlift. You guys will know about it. He'll get it because I know because I train with him. So he'll get it.
Also, you might as well share your Instagram now, right
so
here.
people can find you.
So that way, when you do go out to Iceland,
Yep. And
Yeah, I
you
do
do all
post all that. I can't even think of it's like Chris Probst .52. I think so.
find you.
I don't
I'll
know
find
why.
you.
It's freaking weird. It's whatever they gave me.
it's whatever they gave you.
I love that.
Did you literally just hit the?
Yeah, like add Instagram
Yeah,
account
add
from
my
Facebook.
username.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you change that stuff.
Let's see.
I am 49. I'm not the most technologically advanced person.
You've got more learning
Yeah.
experience than all
Yeah.
of us combined.
So if you guys want to check out Chris, you guys make sure you hit him at chris.probst, and that is PROBST.52. So watch out for the man. Check him out on Facebook as well. Yeah, he's always posting sick shit and like his training and everything else. And he shows it, dude, you can be a blue collar, you can be 50 years old, it don't matter. You're still savage
Savage.
and still a good man.
Yeah.
Every day, still a good father, still a good person, and he's got goals to accomplish. So look up to this man. I do. Thank you for being on the podcast, Chris.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Enjoy it.
Whenever you get bored,
Yeah, dude, we're always here. So you always
bring
see
your
me.
ass down here.
Yep, squat day. We didn't do squats today. We're on the podcast.
This is my 48-hour rest period.
Exactly.
So I ain't doing shit today. For the rest of you guys, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. For any kind of inquiries on how to be on the podcast or come around us, make sure that you just send a DM to our Instagram. Otherwise, on YouTube, make sure that you just go to builtforwar1776 at gmail.com. Mike, you got anything?
No, man. Appreciate all the love and all the downloads and all the likes and subscribes. So appreciate it. Keep it up. And yeah, man, just fucking hard dick life, as he would say. I stole that from him.
Stay hard.
I love you guys.
Love you guys. Chris, we'll see you later.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye, fellas.
Thanks.